with the Iami. So I'm Latona Ifa Bileke. Uh, I'm Latona Ifa Bileke. Please check us out at 28 Woodland Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina. You can check us out on Patreon at Iadudu World Academy. Shop with us on Etsy. Um, you know, if you need color nuts OB for your O'Shea, for your offerings, please feel free to reach out. I hope everybody is well. Once again, Aburo Boy Boshishe. How you doing, Ia?
I'm trying to get off the camera. Bato, Australia warrior with phone, Baba.
Um, so yesterday, you know, yesterday Ifa Egungun said that there would be Ire Aiku. So long life, right? Good energy, right? Peace of mind, all these different blessings that we think about or we don't think about when we receive longevity. So when we have longevity, right? Aiku body oral, it is longevity that helps us to acquire all the good things in life, right? Even some of the bad things, the challenges too. So the ancestors want us to know that we have longevity, right? That this is the key, this is the point, this is the plan for longevity. So there are different things that help us to longevity. Our energy, right? Our energy, right? The way we see things, whether we are optimists or pessimists, right? These things help us to longevity. They help us to blessing, right? Changing our diet, these taboos, right? That helps us to longevity as well. It keeps us from being sick, right? It keeps us in a good vibration energy, right? High elevated energy. What about abstaining from color, right? Certain colors that we advise not to wear because it attracts certain energy. Whatever it is, right? We know that the goal behind these things is longevity. May we continue to have longevity. Egungun tells us that with patience over the next 5 days, we will have Iriaj. It asks us, right? The ancestors ask us not to be in a rush for success. That's relevant. If we speeding to work or we speeding from one place to another, we're moving quickly, right? If there's anger, right, that affects our decision making, right? These different things, the ancestors want us to have our blessing, to have our abundance, to have Ire. If I echoes it, if I supports it. Sometimes we think that the thing that we want is not in reach, or we think that the thing that we want, right, the thing that we ask for is not obtainable. If I tells us that it is obtainable, that we shall have our blessing. But there has to be patience in order for the blessing to not only manifest, right, but before it to become sweeter. If I ask us to continue to have suru for longevity. And again, over the next 5 days, those things about patience that we learn will help us in our alignments. It'll help us with spouse. It'll help us with children. It'll help us with all those relationships, right? And those things that we trying to obtain. So it's not just the relationships; it's those tangible things. We must have patience in manifesting and materializing. And the Odu Awaran Sobe, it says, Ifa declares that it is very light, but I responded, it is very heavy. Pack of cotton wool is not a heavy burden. Ifa's message to the 401 Orumile. We're going to carry a difficult burden in Olofene's palace. They're advised to offer a bow. Only Orumila complied. Behold, he is moving quietly. Orumila is moving silently with the load. He is moving silently. The father is moving quietly with the load. Ashe. We must do, right? We must follow the directives of Ifa. We must follow the directives of our destiny. Why? It's giving us a blueprint on how to make the thing come about. Right? Certain times there is a need to change the way we think, the way we see things. Awan Sokbe tells us, right? Ifa tells us is one way, but we see it another. Ifa is telling us not only how to move with the thing in a physical way, but how to move with it in a mental and emotional way. How do we move to the thing? How do we accomplish it? Ifa says first we must see the thing in our own mind. We must feel a certain way. We must feel a certain way. We must see it a certain way, right? In order to one of the Omar what was denied. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what's going on with this thing today in the YouTube. But we must see the thing a certain way. Ifa tells us how to shift our mind, how to shift our perspective, how we're supposed to see the thing, because this is the thing. Whoever this Odu is revealed for us, right? Because we've had this Odu before. When Ifa declares that it is very light, it's nothing. We may feel a different way. How do we see it's bringing people on, Baba?
Oh, I thought it was just.
So we see it a particular way. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, oh, it's too hard. Oh, I don't want it. Oh, I don't like it. Right? This is the thing that happens. Sometimes we see things in a particular way. Sometimes we see things in a particular way that we shouldn't. Sometimes we feel a particular way about a thing that we shouldn't. If I tells us that this is the blessing, this is your blessing, see it this way. Nurture it, take care of it. This is the way you must go, even though it may be difficult. It tells us how to obtain it. Ashe. Ifa, the ancestors, ask us to look at our task as light. Look at the things in our destiny as light. Let us not go against our destiny. Let us not go against, ourselves and move to blessing. The thing that we think is heavy is really very light. This is the way we alchemize the energy. This is the way we utilize the energy for the task. Our ancestors will support, our destinies will support, our Ori will support. We ask to have a change in perspective, have a change in perception. If we can change those things, we will move differently. We will see the things, right, that are on our path or in our path as light. We won't see them as heavy. You won't discard the thing that is supposed to support you, one's destiny. Ashe. 2028 Woodland Drive, Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, um, check us out on Etsy at Iadudu Botanica. Shop with us for all your cola nut needs. Check us out at Iadudu World Academy on Patreon. Aburu, Aboye, Aboshishe.